Well, the round 22 AFL Rising Star nominee Elijah Hewett from the West Coast Eagles joins us down the line. Elijah, congratulations on the nomination.
Thanks, Cal. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Big day at the Eagles today. Your nomination and, of course, the retirement of Nick Natanui. Tell us about his influence around the club in your first year. You haven't got a chance to play with him out at senior level, but what's it been like to be around him this season?
Yeah, it's incredible. Being a kid growing up, watching Nick Nat, even him come down to some of the Swan Districts camps we'd have, just incredible. An icon of the game, an icon of Western Australian football, but even deeper than that, he's just a great man and a great leader, and we've all kind of lent in him for certain instances. He's great.
So he is departing the Eagles. Your career is just at the start, mate, and congratulations on the nomination. How did you find out today?
Yeah, I was just on my way to catch up with a friend, and Belly called me. So yeah, really stoked to get that call, and yeah, incredibly excited.
Obviously, the game didn't go to plan on the weekend in the local derby in the West. What was the takeout from a team perspective of that contest?
Yeah, we were a bit disappointed with that game, as you would be with a 100-point loss. But we are, same as the start of the season. We're chasing process, and on the weekend we didn't achieve that. And there's a few points we're going after, obviously within the contest, like a lot of other teams. But we weren't able to bring the intensity we'd like, and we're going to work on that throughout this week, and we've got the Dogs this week. So we're going to keep chasing that and, stay on course.
Obviously been a really tough year for the club overall. How have you found it for your first AFL season? Everyone talks about getting into the system and worrying about getting a game first, and then the wins coming with that as well as time goes on. You got to win early in your career and had to wait till later in the season for your second. How have you found it in your debut year?
Yeah, it's been an incredible year. The wealth of knowledge I've picked up along the way is just incredible. And then to play alongside some incredible talents, Luke Shuey's departing, but to play alongside him and Shannon Hearn is just incredible, alongside some of our other youngsters who are incredibly exciting. So we're really hopeful for the future. Of course, it's been a tough year, but what we've all picked up out of it, and what we're going to take into next season and the next few years is just invaluable.
You were pretty close to a Rising Star nomination a couple of weeks ago with that performance against the Roos. Which one was your better game, do you feel, over the last course of the month?
Mate, I think the last few weeks just picking up some form finally has helped, and a bit of continuity since the middle of the season. So either one. I think that game will probably. Winning the game was a lot more helpful, and this one's a bit harder. But just to play my role week in, week out is what I'm striving for, mate.
How much do you think you've progressed since your debut in round 2? When you look back 4 or 5 months, the little bits that you look at your game when you sit down and with your edits and go through, how much do you feel like you've developed in that time?
Yeah, and developed incredibly. I think when you first come into the game, obviously the confidence is a bit lower, and you're trying to figure out what this AFL thing's all about. And then throughout, the weeks and each week you want to continuously improve. And I think that's what you chase in the individual is constant improvement. And through that, results will come, and kind of getting a bit more obsessive about some of the day-to-day stuff and how I want to approach it, my sleep and things like that. And I think that all accumulates. And the back end of the season, I'm starting to reap some rewards for the effort.
How have you worked on that? You talk about the minutiae, the little details like the diet and the sleeping and the processes that go into it. Tell us about that from your point of view as a first-year player.
Yeah, so I've been around some incredible guys that exemplify that, and guys like Shannon Hearn. But I think as an individual, I wanted to play my best football, obviously, and I'm trying to chase that as quickly as possible. So I've been doing a ton of research, working alongside some great people to try and improve my day-to-day performance, and then hopefully improving my performance on the weekend. So I've been working a lot of things like, as you said, like my diet, like my sleep, and put me on the front foot and in good stead for performances on the weekend.
When was your first fend off? I know you love them. Do you remember the first AFL player that you fended off, and if it was successful or not?
It was. I was a lot more confident in the under-18s. Now you kind of got to be real decisive and quick to pick up on the fend off. But I think it was that Roos game, or maybe the week after. Yeah, one of those 2 rounds that I laid my first fend off.
Oh, there was a good one against the Bombers, I reckon, as well.
Yeah, I think it was the Bombers one early on in the game. I forgot which player was on, but I do love a stiff arm.
I don't reckon you've forgotten, but that's okay. I reckon you remember exactly who it was, but you're being modest. Obviously your partnership with Ruben Jimby has been well documented coming into the club with him, obviously playing for WA together last year. What's it been like to step up a level with him across this season?
Yeah, it's been great. We're really close, good friends on and off the the field. We've got a great relationship, and it's only been prospered by coming to this club together. And we've got a very similar purpose and similar drive is to help this club get to a place where we're consistently winning and hopefully winning flags. And I think Ruben's really locked in on that. And it's been great playing with him. We bounced off each other for a lot of things, and especially early on in the season, we were both trying to find our feet. He was really helpful, and I think I was helpful in some regards. So, the next few years are incredibly exciting. To play alongside Rubes, who I love, he's a great guy and a great player, is going to be great.
So you missed a bit of footy at the start of the year with an injury, which probably rules you out of taking out the rising star this season. Your tip, who would you give it to?
Oh, I think Sheasels had a pretty good year. I think Mitch Owens has had a great year as well. I think Ashcroft's had a great year as well. I think there's a lot of guys front running for this rising star, but I think if Ruben was still there this back end of the season, he'd be up there.
I like the loyalty. Congratulations on the nomination, and we look forward to seeing how the rest of the season and your career pans out.
Thanks, Cal. Appreciate that.